Right now, 84% of every coin in the fastest growing money system on Earth is still a dollar. And almost nobody noticed. For 3 years, the headlines told you the opposite. The dollar is dying, BRICS is dumping it, gold is taking over, the empire of American money is finally ending. But while you watch that funeral, the dollar never lay down. It went underground. It went on chain. And a single offshore company you have probably never trusted now lends more money to the United States government than Germany does. The dollar faked its own death. Here is exactly how it did it and why it changes the money in your hand. First, give the funeral its due because the story was real. Central banks really did trim their dollar reserves. Countries really did sign deals to trade in their own currencies. And gold really did surge as nations fought to escape Washington's reach. So if you only watch the central banks, the official, visible layer of money, de-dollarization looked true. The experts weren't lying to you, but they were reading the wrong map, and the right one tells the opposite story. Because underneath those headlines, a second money system was quietly being built, and it was growing faster than anything else in finance. What was it? Stablecoins, digital tokens engineered to always be worth exactly $1. By May of 2026, this market hit around $320 billion. And here is the part that breaks the whole story. Just 2 companies, Tether and Circle, issue the overwhelming majority of them, and both are pegged to the dollar. So the harder the world ran from American banks, the faster it ran straight back into American money wearing a different coat. You were told to watch one exit. Nobody showed you the other door. But why does this strengthen the dollar instead of replacing it? Here's the mechanism, and it is simpler than it sounds. When you buy a stablecoin, the company that issues it takes your real dollars and has to park them somewhere safe. And overwhelmingly, that somewhere is U.S. government debt, treasury bills. In 2025, America turned that into law. The Genius Act now forces these tokens to be backed 1-to-1 by dollars or treasuries. Read that again, because most people miss why it matters. Every time someone abroad mints a dollar token to escape their own collapsing currency, they are forced to buy a piece of American debt, which means the flight from the dollar is exactly what funds the dollar. The escape hatch leads right back inside. But here is where it stops being a theory and starts being a fortune. Because one company saw this loophole first and turned it into one of the most profitable machines in modern finance. The firm behind the largest stablecoin, Tether, now holds more than $140 billion in U.S. treasuries. That makes it the 17th largest holder of American government debt in the world, the biggest non-government holder of all. More than Germany, more than South Korea. A private company headquartered offshore, lightly regulated, is now a top 20 creditor to the United States, and it is paid handsomely for the privilege. Tether reported over $10 billion in profit in a single year. That is not a crypto company. That is a privately owned branch of the dollar empire, collecting the interest that used to belong to a central bank. So what does this actually do to the world? In Latin America and across Africa, dollar stablecoins now move value equal to 7 or 8% of entire economies. People who can't open a US bank account are dollarizing anyway, by phone in seconds, the moment their own currency wobbles. And the scale is staggering. These tokens now move around $46 trillion a year. That rivals Visa and MasterCard combined. This is the real genius of it. The old empire needed armies and treaties to spread the dollar. The new one just needs an app. It needs a person who is scared their savings will vanish by morning, because that fear is the engine. The demand builds itself. But before you call this a flawless victory, look at the risk hiding inside it. The entire system now rests on a handful of private companies, keeping their promise that one token always equals $1. If a giant like Tether ever broke that promise, it wouldn't just crash crypto. To pay people back, it could be forced to dump over $100 billion of U.S. treasuries at once, and that fire sale would hit the very debt market that funds the American government. In other words, the United States has outsourced a piece of its monetary power to a company it does not fully control. That is power and danger in the same wire. So here is the lesson worth keeping long after the headlines change. Empires rarely die the way we expect them to. They don't always collapse. Sometimes they change shape. The dollar didn't defend its throne by force. It let everyone believe it was losing, then rebuilt itself as invisible infrastructure that the whole world now runs on without thinking. De-dollarization was never the whole story. Digital dollarization was the other half, and it may be winning. The next time someone tells you the dollar's finished, remember this one fact. It didn't lose reserve status. It outsourced it to a crypto company that now lends more to America than Germany does. So here's the question worth sitting with. The most dangerous empire isn't the one that conquers you. It's the one that convinces you it already left, because you stopped fighting a war you think is already over. If that reframed how you see the money in your pocket, you already know what to do next.